One, two, three, four, five. Hello, this is Bookham Daniel, all things Philippines cigar talk, and that's why we're smoking a cigar today while I talk to you. It's the most enjoyable time of the day, man, to have a cigar, a nice cigar in the morning, sitting on the balcony drinking a cup of coffee, looking out over the farmland, over to the mountains. It's just beautiful, just beautiful. But today, I thought we'd talk about what is success coming to the Philippines? What is success? It's a good question. And what I'm smoking today is a La Gloria Cabana Series R Maduro. Very good cigar. I like Maduro. I like the Oscuro, meaning dark. It's a good cigar. But yes, I consider us, my Asawa and me, a successful retired permanent residents of the Philippines. And why can we say we're successful? The number one thing is that when you come here, you are ready to retire monetarily. Even though the exchange is good here, are you ready? Do you have a good health plan in case of emergency? Say you get yourself cut and the water here with the way it runs on the streets and stuff, and you get dirt into that cut and you get an infection. Are you able to take care of that? Do you have the monetary reserves or the insurance to take care of that problem? Or you get dengue, which can cause you, that's life and death too. Dengue can be life and death if you don't have an insurance program. But not that this happens all the time. You take precautions for that and prepare, but anything can happen, right? But are you prepared when that happens? Do you have a health plan? Now, those that come here retire prepared, and they get a health plan, or they have one from back home that works here, but most of them don't. And it all depends if you're military or not. Some of that does. But I think you pay out of pocket, and then you send it and get the claim, and it comes back to you. But you got to have a plan. That's success. Being prepared. Not like a lot of these vloggers that come here and think they're going to vlog and make a lot of money on YouTube and supplement their income off of that with their pension or their Social Security. But yes, you got to think rationally. You got to think in reality. If you're coming here for the long term like we did, and we're SSRV residents, permanent residents here, we enjoy that. We're prepared for that. We're prepared in case there's an emergency. And like I said in my last two videos about healthcare, don't let people tell you it can happen to anybody. We know that, but aren't we prepared before we come here? You know that the Department of Philippines, the government of Philippines, suggests that if you have serious medical problems, we suggest you don't come here. They suggest that. They know. And the biggest problem they have is the documentation that a lot of foreigners come here unprepared and become homeless or can't pay for their medical care in the Philippines. Ended up sick and dying. That's a reality. A lot of these expat bloggers don't tell you the real story. They just show you how fun it is, If you're one of those that likes the girls to go to Walking Street and different places like that got a lot of girls, and you want to have fun and take the risk of whatever you're doing, well, that's up to you to do. If you're coming here as a tourist, want to enjoy yourself for a couple weeks, that's up to you. That's not my problem. But if you're going to be a permanent resident, you want to look at vloggers that have become successful. Well, what do I mean by that? Meaning that they've prepared themselves. Being successful means that you're able to live here and assimilate with the Filipinos. I have more friends that are Filipinos here than I do vloggers. Vloggers are not my friends. They're acquaintances that I meet. And I talked about that in another video. But yes, I have more friends here that are Filipinos that will watch my back and help me because I earn respect for them. They see how pleasant we are. We don't argue. We don't get upset. I was standing at McDonald's today I was going to get a coffee. The lady in front of me left. Two ladies just come up and get right in front of me. Have patience. That's okay. They took their order, then I took my order after them. I didn't get upset and say, "Excuse me, ma'am," or in Filipino or something. And say, "Hey, I was here first." I don't do that. Be patient. If you were back in the States, you'd probably go, "Excuse me, I was here first." You can exert yourself. But here, you don't want to shame Filipinos because the law says you can't shame a Filipino in front of others. And by putting them out there, you're shaming them in front of others because they see you directing that and say, "Hey, I was here first. Why are you jumping in front of me?" You don't want to do that. You come here, you want to have patience. You don't want to become a patient. You want to have patience. So success is being prepared and listening to vloggers that have been here for quite a while, that still live in the same place, that have built their home or not built their home, and they have a successful life. We both have a successful life. It's so stressless here. I mean, it's enjoyable. But to be a success as a foreigner coming here and leaving everything behind in the States, which I never thought I would. I really never thought I would, you know. But as I was watching one vlogger, and there was a few others, but the one kind of, I got the bug from him, and him and his wife. And I said, you know what? One of these days I'm going to move, you know. And sure enough, it happened. You know, I met a Filipino wife in the States. We've been married 9 years. 5 years into the marriage, we moved here, bought land, built a house. In the end of 22, with 22, we built the house. And it was ready to go in November of 22. And we came and we're here. And it's been beautiful. So don't get distracted by these vloggers showing you the excitement part of it. That's fine. Take what you can from that. But sitting around with a lot of expats, and that's all you do every day is go to the same place, do the same thing, that's not living, to me, successfully. For them, it may be, you know. A lot of them are single, they're not married. Some are married. But the majority of the ones that come here get extensions all the time because they're not permanent residents here in the Philippines. But we're permanent residents because we decided that we're moving here to retire. And I call it retire on a vacation that's for life. I'll end up probably passing away here. We've made that decision. So I'm going to enjoy my life here. So being successful, put it in perspective. Make sure that when you move here, that you monetarily can afford it. You understand what the exchange is and what the prices of things are. And you also have insurance. Those two things will make you successful if you're that type of person that is a prepared person. But to come here, just sell everything because you've been watching some vloggers and you're seeing how they act and you think, oh man, this sounds good, but that's not going to work. You have to come here and actually feel the system, the community, the culture, you know. Now, I didn't come here and do that. I watched for 5 years, off and on, before I met my Filipino wife. I met her, like I say, 5 years out, but for 5 years I watched off and on Philippines and Thailand. And more Philippines I watched. And I got the bug. And it's a great way of life to retire. But success is you being a person that says, can I leave my family and come here and retire? You have to think about that. Are you willing to leave your family and come and retire? Yeah, you can get on a plane and go back and be there within 24 hours, but maybe you won't be able to do that. You know, there's circumstances that maybe it isn't worthwhile doing that, you know. Those are choices you have to make. So, are you willing to be away from your friends? I had a lot of friends there, man, smoking friends. We smoked a lot, enjoyed cigars, talking socially, and Yeah, I miss that part. But, with everything comes a sacrifice. I still stay in touch with them and talk to them over Messenger. So it's not like I left them. They're still there. And those are things that you have to look at in your life. Are you the kind of person that feels that you want to retire? And the place about the Philippines to retire is that the Philippines do speak some English. Now, they will deny they speak English well. And some might and some might not. But they do speak some English. It isn't like going to Thailand and it's a totally different thing. There's not a lot that speak real good English. So you have to muddle through it. And it's a harder language to learn. The Philippines is more touristy oriented. They're taught English in school. But if they come back to their province or they come back to their city and they don't speak English a lot, you don't keep up with it, you lose it. When I took Spanish in school, I was doing pretty good. I learned how to speak some Spanish, but if I didn't use it when I got out of it, you lose it if you don't use it, right? That's what they say. So, yeah, it's an easier way of life because they do understand some English. And you can pick up on it, assimilate. You go to the store and you get something and the girl gives you the change and you say, Marama Salamat. Thank you very much. In the morning you can say good morning because most of them say good morning. So if you say Kastamaka, that's good morning. How are you? But they all say good morning, so you don't have to say Kastamaka. They all say good morning. And some will say good morning before you. But the weird thing about it here is in the Philippines is that if you come across a expat and they're walking by, they won't say boo. And I don't even know them, but they won't say the boo or hello. It's strange, it really is, unless you happen to confront them. But more often than not, Filipinos will say hello when you're just passing them. They just say hello, good morning, sir, good morning, po, good morning, po. It's weird, but expats are like, they won't even acknowledge you. They'll walk right by you like they never saw you. It's strange. I don't know what the economy is on that. I'm going to have to write a book about it probably, But think about that. What is your success going to be? And you want to try to find vloggers on there that have been successful, that have bought land, built a house. There are different reasons why some vloggers or some expats, they call them people that are coming here, if they're coming to retire or they're coming to be a tour. But if you're going to buy a condo coming here just to be a tourist, I don't know why you're doing that, because you're going to get yourself caught up in a long-term payment plan for a tourist, and something may happen where you may never able to come back or something. But why would you want to live in a condo? I have no idea. Unless that's you're a full wall person, like a prison with people on each side of you, and you got a nice endless pool, an endless pool, and you got tennis and you got all that other stuff. If that's what you want, fine. There's plenty of that here. But for us, we didn't want to be in no condo. We didn't want a lot of people around us. We don't want to worry about the condo people come knocking on our door. You're making too much noise, or no. I can play my records or my radio or watch TV as loud as I want here. I don't have to worry about anybody making noise. Or about me making noise. So think about that if you're going to move here. Be happy, joyous, and free. That's what we are. But I try to give back on these videos reality. Not being naive and come here and think you're going to be just like these other expats that you see all the time vlogging this, vlogging that, thinking they're going to be a YouTube king or something, and they got all these followers and they think they're going to make money off of YouTube. I don't monetize my channel. I don't do that. I do this for educational and entertainment reasons. It's like Groucho Marx. What's the secret word? I don't know, because I haven't seen the thing come down yet to tell me, Remember that? Groucho Marx? Oh, yes. Married a luscious blonde one day, drove me to drink. It's the only thing I'm indebted to her for, I guess. Or should it be, Married a luscious Filipino one day. She took me for everything. That's happy choice free. But that's another thing. So if you're married, you don't have to worry about it if you're coming here. But if you're going to come here and you're going to be successful, you want to also be prepared if you find a Filipino here. Okay? Want to make sure she's the correct age, whatever age you want, because of the culture here. Is it something that's going to fit you? You know, does she have kids? Is she married? Does she have a boyfriend that may be upset? You know, you want to know all those things before you have to marry her or start building a house for her and you're not married. And she says she'll marry you and then find out after you build the house and everything, she don't want to get married and bye-bye. You know, now she's got the house. And all you can do is, spend a lot of money with the lawyers and say, I want half the money for the house since you don't own land. The Filipino owns land, but you don't. So your wife has to build the land or your girlfriend has to build the land. So you want to know about those things. You want to be up to date on those. So you want to have realities, reality thinking when you come here. Always prepare. Are you gonna buy a car without looking at it? No. You're going to come and look at it. You're going to get inside it. You're going to feel it. Same with the Philippines. Come here for your 2 weeks, 4 weeks, how long, 30 days you're going to stay here, 4 weeks, and move around. Don't stay in one place. Get a hotel here or a motel there, a hotel, different places, and check it out. Have plenty of time to go around and check it out, different places. There's a lot of different places in the Philippines. But you have a certain amount of expats that can't live without other expats, and I call them, they're like my pillow. You can't go home without it. So they have to go be where all the expats are, which in Angeles City, Dumaguete, Makati, Cebu, all these places. I don't want to be around a lot of expats. I really don't. There are some here where I live, but not that many. Very few. Once in a while I'll see one. But not like down in Angeles City where they're all over the place. You walk, you'll see them all over the place. Those are touristy places. Okay, where I live, it's not touristy in Tarlac City. Tarlac. It's not a lot of expats here at all. And so they know who I am because I go all over here in where I live here in Tarlac. So that they know who I am. And that's another thing for success, So your perception of a success should be prepared both of those ways, those two ways, like I say. That's success. Watch these vloggers, how they live. This is our 5th year here to 2026. And it's been a good year. And yeah, the exchange goes up and down. But if you're going to exchange something, you need to exchange your money and you want to pull some out, well then do it when it's high. Do it when it's high, and you'll figure that out. That tells you when it's going to be high and when it's going to be low. You'll know when it goes high and when it goes low. You'll start to see it move up, and now it's moving up again. 58.78. It's doing great. 58.78 to $1, US dollar. How about that, huh? So this is just a little tidbit for you, a little smoking conversation. That what is success to you when you move here? Are you here just for fun, like a tourist on your tourist visa? Or are you really coming here to examine those that are living a life drama-free, not fighting with other expats, arguing over their content, arguing over why did you take my clip and use it on your other thing, and suing you for this and copyrighting this? It's amazing, the infighting that goes on with these expats. They have nothing else to do. Drama sells. People like to see it. That's why Jerry Springer was so popular. Those type of things, they like to see the drama. But after a while it gets old, man, I like to go on and see what these other, people are doing, other expats, but I laugh when I watch it. Life is too short to get upset at other expats or to get your butt hurt, like in my last video, get butt hurt from what somebody says. Not everybody on there is going to say nice things to you, when they're commenting. You're going to have trolls on there. They call them trolls. What they are other people that don't like your content. And then they go, well, if you don't like my content, you can leave. Well, I wouldn't even tell them that. I would just block them. But what they're doing is they don't want to block them because it helps their algorithm, the more people that are on there. So if they block them, then what happens is they lose somebody on their channel and they keep blocking people. Well, it's going to hurt their channel, so to speak, unless they're threatening them. Then they will probably block them, you know. But stay positive, man. Stay positive and think about your life abroad. Are you ready to move to another country, which is a third world country, and it's still a developing country, the Philippines, still developing, but the pleasantest, kindest people in the Philippines. I'm sorry, I don't have the bad experiences that some of these expats draw from these Filipinos. I don't have that experience of being in trouble or getting someone angry in the Philippines. I don't react to that. Somebody cuts me off driving, man. I love driving here. The laws are not like the States, so you have a lot more freedom. You just go along with the flow. You know, trikes are always getting in front of you, trying to get behind you, get over there, you know, and just let it be, man, and just drive and enjoy your life. Don't get upset. You know, don't get upset at people, man. Try that. You came here to retire and enjoy life, not sit here and complain. Why you come here from somewhere else where you complained about everything else there in the States, and then you come here and want to complain about everything else in the Philippines? Come here and live your life and joyous and stress-free and happy, joyous and free. And yes, you can be in the Philippines. It's a beautiful place. Beautiful place. But don't let these other expats and other vloggers that you watch take that experience away from you. Come here and experience it yourself. Maybe some of you have been here before. You know, maybe you were in the military before, you came here, you were here before, then you went back to the States and you thought maybe one day you'd come here. Or some of you might have relatives or something that have family here in the Philippines. But it's a beautiful place to retire if you want a peaceful life. A peaceful life. And we have a peaceful life here. You might hear a dog bark once in a while. Some people have dogs, you know. But it's a protection. So you get used to it after a while, right? You get used to the barking. It's not that bad. Not that bad at all. And we don't have a lot of animals around where we are. So there's not a lot of cow smell and all that kind of stuff, or bull smell, or sheep smell, or goat smell. Goat smell mostly. We don't have that here. They're usually out further in the farmland. I have some pictures on mine if you want to go back and look at the house and the backyard, and it all is just farmland, man. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So anyway, I hope a little bit of this what is success helps you in regards to your thinking and preparedness for coming to the Philippines. And like my last video, I hope you take it seriously if you're going to come here. But be careful. Be prepared. And if nobody said they love you today, I love you. So have a good day and enjoy yourself.